You can't kill my dreams. I prayed too hard. I've overcome too much. God is my source. I'm built different. The vision's too real. The team's too strong. Too much work's been put in. And even at my lowest point, I never stopped believing in me. So when I said you can't kill my dreams, I stand on that. We war ready on this side. Unstoppable.
Now, if you was black in this country, no matter where you're from, to some degree you always had a hassle. But when cotton was king, Alabama was the castle. Fertile land, Polk City, plus a whole bunch of slaves, so they made a square amount of money off that triangle trade. Now, 1876 ended what they call post-Civil War Reconstruction. Last of the Union troops left the South, and the KKK.
The workplace.
I think it's very important first to define what DEI is. And so if you don't mind, I'd like to define it and then I'll answer that question.
Sure.
So diversity means that you want to have a workforce that represents what society.
Now, if you was black in this country, no matter where you're from, to some degree you always had a hassle.
Hello, welcome to the Gag Order. My name is Ali Major, and tonight we're digging into a crucial topic. Why can't we just talk? The challenge of direct communication. With me are my fabulous co-hosts, as always, Majin and Kia, and tonight we'll explore the struggles and challenges we face in having honest conversations and how we can overcome them. Hey ladies, how you guys doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad to see y'all faces. This has been a hard week, and you guys are the sunshine that brightens up my day at the end of my week. Because Tuesdays is really my end of the week. So if I may ask first, May, how you feeling tonight?
Oh, not too bad, except for I'm just going to shut that ring light off for
I know, we got a glare in you.
I give up.
I'm sorry. If I can brighten it during the show over here on my end, I got you. You can keep going. I was trying to see how your day was and if you had a spectacular day, and exactly how you feeling today.
I did. I had a great day. I started my new job, so I'm really liking them. I'm happy.
Good. I hope this job is the best job you've ever had, and that's fact.
Oh, ew.
Kia, how's it going? Hey, how's school?
It's okay. They gave me a headache today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
School ways.
How was your first day of school, though?
Let's
get into it.
I got a new professor. She's new to the college, and her last name is Fu. Okay.
Her last name is what?
Fu. F-U.
Fu Young. Okay.
No, not Fu Young. Just Fu.
No, that's how I will remember.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've never seen a professor who was so. I don't know how the semester's gonna go, but I know she's holding us very accountable for our actions and work. She has different takeoffs of grades and the percentages she's gonna take off for certain things.
Oh man.
So it's interesting, and it will be an interesting semester. We'll see how this goes. Tonight's topic is direct communication, and let's kick this thing off by discussing some common barriers of direct communication. For example, many people avoid conversations due to the fear of offending others. What are some other reasons that you noticed that hold people back from being direct?
Hidden agendas.
Ooh, yes, definitely, hidden agendas. Kia, you got one?
Yeah, just having a problem articulating their thoughts.
Okay, not being able to communicate in the correct way. You're absolutely right. Both of you guys are absolutely right. Those are great ways that people keep from. Are there situations where avoiding directness is justified?
Yes.
Yeah, when you're talking to the cops.
Good one. Good one. I like that. Kia.
Your work environment.
Okay. Yes.
Your work environment. You have to avoid being direct sometimes.
You
Like, you have to be clear and concise, but you also have to avoid a certain type of directness, that like the approach that you take. So yeah.
Okay. Depending on manager, as some managers actually appreciate direct, but just how vulgar you are, that matters.
But the managers can't be as direct as they would like to be with the coworkers, though. If you want to be technical.
That's true.
So I'm coming from the managerial standpoint of the avoiding directness.
Okay, absolutely. Some people cannot handle that, and that is the absolute fact. May, I love the answer, because for real, the only person you really got to lie to or worry about is the judge and the police, for real. So I get it. I definitely understand that right there. Let's see, what do we have here? There's often a concern about how honesty might impact relationships. What frustrations do you think arise from this hesitance? Like, just in knowing somebody, honesty might impact the relationship in a certain way. What frustrations do you think arise from this hesitance of having to watch your words?
It make you wonder if the person being fake.
Ooh, okay. May, do you have anything?
I mean, I think that again, it comes down to like what you're looking to get out of the relationship.
Okay.
If you feel that your honesty is gonna stop you from getting what you want or make it more difficult and or go against whatever you're trying to accomplish, then maybe you would tend to be less honest.
Okay.
People don't want to take chances, and people don't want to run the risk of being told no. So, but what they don't understand is most people, if you present it to them in the correct way, will agree. Like, my deceased cousin and I used to say all the time, don't say no, just still think about it.
Okay.
Okay. So the only thing you have to lose by telling someone the truth is having them say no. So why not be honest? Like I said, unless it's the police, that's what they have detectives for. Let them do their job.
That's right.
I'm not helping anybody do their job.
They don't help you do your job, do they?
They sure don't.
Is there a doctor in the house? Somebody. Is there a doctor?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. I think that I don't know how, but I do think that honesty honesty can be too much for a lot of people. I think that the frustrations come when you can't be honest. Then you tend to be quiet. You tend to stop talking because now you feel like you can't be yourself, and that hinders the relationship altogether. I think that both parties, yes, they wanna be pleased in that aspect, but I think that common sense and logic has to be used at some point, man. The truth hurts, and sometimes you just gotta eat that shit, and that's how I feel about the situation. Sometimes you just gotta eat that shit. You can't have it both ways. I can't pity pat with you, but then be honest with you. That it don't work that way. I want to dive deeper into what people are saying about communication today. Here are a few complaints that I have listed up here. For my co-host, I would like to ask, are these complaints based on someone's personal feelings, or is it someone else's, or is it something else? What's your thought? I'm going to start with Kia. My bad, ladies. My bad.
I say based off of personal feelings, for real.
Okay.
Like for real, okay. So like, depending on who you having a conversation with, is the first tell-to sign of what it's based off of. So like, if it's somebody I consider to be my homegirl, like, bitch, I expect you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. If you feel as though I said something wrong, bitch, tell me. If I hurt your feelings, if I made you feel some type of way, tell me. I might apologize to you for it just because I know you in your feelings. Girl, toughen up.
That's right.
Like, I'm one of them. Like, the same way I would want you to tell me the truth, you should expect me to tell you the fucking truth. But most of the time, when it comes down to it, you really only have a serious conversation with people when you telling them what they doing wrong, or if you giving them your honest opinion, which most of the time your honest opinion come from your feelings. So keep it with personal. I don't know how else, something else or what else could like really base some complaints off of it, but besides the personal feelings, for real.
Yep, absolutely. May, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, as far as number one goes, I think that the political climate in our society right now absolutely reflects on that. You can't tell people what your political views are anymore without fear of losing friends or being ostracized or subjugated. If you don't agree with people, they become very, very upset and offended. They just take it to a whole nother level. So, in society at this point, there are a lot of aspects of that. Misappropriation is a huge topic. What's misappropriation? You don't say or do things because you're afraid of offending people. As far as misinterpretation goes, I feel that as long as you're being concise and you are firm in what you say and you put thought into it and it's not just malicious, like there's a purpose behind it, then there should be no misinterpretation, because if you're well spoken and communicate enough, you can resolve any miscommunications or misinterpretations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
As far as avoiding conflict,
okay.
As far as avoiding conflict goes, you got to know who you're having conversations with. Some people are capable of having very productive conversations, whether or not they like the topic, and other people are not. And I think it depends on your level of intimacy with the person and where you want to go with the relationship in general as to whether or not you avoid certain conflicts. Sometimes it's just not worth it.
Absolutely, you got to pick and fight. You got to pick your battles on that. You really got to pick your battles in the world. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Absolutely, those right there play a high part. Out of these three right here, misinterpretation is a complaint. Misinterpretation will be the biggest one for me. The fear of offending and the avoiding conflict. I'm sorry, I'm not a very good representative of that. I've never really avoided conflict. I've kind of found myself in the conflict, and that's some bullshit. But then still, what's wrong? What's wrong? I want to ask that. What's wrong, Kia? Something look wrong. You all right?
My ear is killing me right now.
Your what? What happened?
My ear.
Oh,
mind you, I've been having different dental work done on my teeth.
Okay.
And for some reason, with it being cold outside, it's like my ear and my tooth is just the two things that keep on fucking with me.
I'm
so
sorry.
It's like 1 minute it's my tooth, and then it's the next minute it's my ear, like going crazy.
I'm sorry about that.
Put some salt in a sock and heat it up and put it on your ear and the side of your face. It'll take all of it out.
See?
Okay.
May know all that. Yeah. May know all of that. She know all of that good shit.
I see me over here going back and forth with my ear, and I'm just like, yo.
I see it. I seen you, and I'm like, okay, hold on, something's wrong, man. Let me check on. All right, I seen
my ear killing me. I'm sorry, yo.
What'd you say, May?
You could also put a little peroxide in it, like hydrogen peroxide.
Yep. It'll burn it out. It'll burn that out. Yeah, it'll burn out the whatever. Yeah, whatever's hurting your teeth. Yep. Definitely. Go one, May. Thank you. Okay. So, do you think open dialogue in large gatherings are possible? And when I say open dialogue, I mean direct open dialogue in large gatherings. May, can I start with you?
Well, it's like anything else. The more chefs you have, the harder it is to stir the soup, right? So it's difficult. I mean, it can be done if people are respectful and take turns and you have enough time to go through everybody. But again, with time restraints and what people actually have to say and what type of message they're relating, it could be hard to get through a large group of people. You'd have
Okay.
to give people like they do in the Senate, where you have like 2 minutes, right? What do they give you,
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes to make
Yep,
your
that's right.
point, and
Yeah,
then you move on?
absolutely. Absolutely. So so you said you agree to disagree that you can do it in large crowds? Is that what I just heard?
No, I said I think you can if it's very organized and the people are respectful of one another's speaking
Absolutely.
time. Like
Okay.
I said, you definitely would have to have organized speaking time.
Yep.
You couldn't just have like a for all. It would limit the ability to have a productive conversation.
True. True. I
That's
agree.
why debates are only a few people.
Agreed. Kia, what do you think? Do you think in large gatherings it's possible?
I think if you have a open-minded group,
Yep.
you can have the open dialogue. But if
Okay.
you have a large closed-minded circle
Yep.
of people, then it's not gonna work out.
Okay. All right. Hmm. I think open dialogue inside large gatherings is needed, and I think that's how old scholars used to get through issues. They all used to argue. They all used to, and some of them used to hate the other one. But when facts are presented, when facts are the truth, there's no denying of it. And I think that people need to get more comfortable with it because um, if you present the facts in the right way, nobody can refute whether those are facts or not, regardless to how you pinpoint or how you say it across the room. Some people do not know how to talk to people the correct way. So they may spit facts, but yet still their tone is off. And people don't understand the different energies of the facts being presented, but the tone being off. And tone and energy is everything. Um, Two people saying the same thing. One is irate and yelling. One is quiet, but saying the same exact thing. They're probably going to pay more in tune to the one who is not yelling. Um, let's see. What do we have here? Oh, and I want to apologize to everybody. Tonight we were supposed to have a guest, but he's having issues with his camera and phone, which he was having yesterday. So we are here. Oops, where's May? Come here, come back, come back over here. But we are gonna carry on like we usually do. And May, what is one thing that you wish out of any relationship that you would be allowed to express with yourself? Would you like to? Are you the type that would like to um, be calm all the time and just talk, or are you the type that puts any kind of feeling or emotion inside your conversation?
Nope, I'm pretty dead inside.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
There's not much emotion. There's not much emotion here.
Okay.
So I'm very calm. I prefer communication. I'm very well
Gotcha.
spoken. I know exactly what I think and feel, so I'm able to communicate it effectively. I just tell people what I feel and what I think, and either they agree or they don't. You can't change people's minds. You
Absolutely.
can. I believe in objective facts and subjective truths,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I believe that the objective fact is the event. So if two people are having a conversation, the objective fact is we're having the conversation. Everything else in it is a subjective truth. It's how we perceive the information.
Okay.
If we're all at the scene of a car accident, the objective facts are there was a car accident, there was a car involved, right? Everybody is going to tell a different story.
Yeah.
And so that's what ends up happening. So that's why putting emotion behind your conversation actually deflates its value and its meaning, because Now, instead of people being able to perceive the information that you're presenting them or actually make an opinion or listen to what you're saying, they're reacting to your emotion.
True. That's the
And
energy.
then that becomes that usually, especially with men, like when I do the spiritual counseling for women, I tell women all the time that's where women lose men 1,000% of the time.
It's the energy.
Because once you become hysterical, you don't hear another word you say.
That's right.
So you crying and screaming and throwing a hissy fit does nothing except for make the other person shut down.
Okay.
You know, and if you do elicit an emotional response, right? Let's say the person does feel bad or give in or whatever. At some point, the person resents that because you essentially emotionally manipulated them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it wasn't what they really wanted. They gave into it because of your emotional reaction to it.
Absolutely.
So I don't do that to people. I'm not looking to trick or manipulate people into anything. Either you want to be on the train or you don't. And like once you don't, it's cool. You know, two things. One, life is not kind to anyone. So if you're waiting for life to be kind to you, you're going to be waiting a long fucking time.
Ever.
Secondly, the only thing you have control over in this world is your reaction in any given situation. So depending on what you want the outcome to be for yourself is how you react. You know, me, it's not, nobody is worth disturbing my peace unless it's over my children. So for me, I'll walk away 100% of the time because I just don't care about it that much.
Well put. Kia, fireball, firecracker. I'm gonna ask you the same question. What is it that you wish you could get across without people getting offended?
That's a good one. I wish I had the ability to hide my facial expressions when I'm saying certain stuff.
Okay.
Because a lot of the times people will say, fuck what I'm talking about and just be reading my face and be like, bitch, that ain't what you mean. And I'd be like, all right, I'm trying to be nice about it. So like take what I'm saying and ignore the faces right now. So if I could maintain like a straight face so couldn't nobody understand like, bitch, y'all really fucking with my nerves today type of shit. Like, yeah.
Okay. I wish I could hide the aggression. When I talk a lot of times, you know, people mistake it for, you know, aggression. Yeah, anger, aggression, but it's not. It's really not. And a lot of times I just be telling, but they'll take it as that, and I don't understand yet why, but that's one thing I wish that I would be able to hide and speak freely. Absolutely.
My grandfather used to call it, he used to say that by the time the thought comes out of your mouth and gets to the person's ears, it's already been twisted and switched around.
That's right.
So I get you with that one. I hate that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that I would like to change about my conversations, my posture. That part, you know, you get used to certain things, and when you're comfortable with it, your body just tends to do it naturally. So yeah, you got it, May. I don't see no glare inside the glasses. I see.
It's my phone. It's not the ring light. I'm like, it's too dark. I had something, so.
Got you.
That's a little better, right?
Yep, absolutely. Let me see why I work this. If I can bring your lightness down. Let's turn to strategies for improving direct communication. Here are a few effective approaches, and I'll give you guys a second. But what I want to do is I want to ask my co-host the question: in which strategies have you found most effective in your own lives? And I'm going to ask Kia, since Kia is a fireball communicator.
She's in the right time and place.
Okay, good one. But these are all catering. See, these are all catering to another person's feelings and emotions on something. You know, that seems to be a so sad case that keeps returning. Is okay, somebody would catch offense, or somebody is going to have a problem with the way that you approach this, and it's not technically, I'm gonna say it, it's not really your fucking fault.
Nope.
It's not really
I
your
be trying
goddamn
so
fault.
hard to pick the right time and the right place to say stuff because, like, I say any and everything. So we could be in the middle of a church and the wrong thing be ready to come out because, hey, wait a second now.
I get it.
Get it? Like, I can't. I try so hard to, like, pick and choose. Like, no, we gotta be at home. We gotta be on the phone. We can't be face to face sometimes. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. Depending on the face to face, depend on when I'm gonna say what I got to say and how I'm gonna say it. My tone of voice will always have me fucked up. My tone of voice will fuck anybody's brain set up because you never know whether I'm being serious, whether I'm joking, whether I'm just trying to really be funny, like whether it's a little bit of shade up in there. You will never be able to tell the difference in it, and that's why people don't like talking to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right now, before we go to May, I'm gonna take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
You know they won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know they won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Oh, it's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now. Gotta keep them pockets greased up.
Yes. Okay. Welcome back. Oh, excuse me, man. I caught you at the wrong time. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know.
My bad. My bad. My fault. I know. I know. I know that it's cold outside. People are coming down with a little bit colds here and there. So it just is what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. But I wanted to ask you, which strategies have you found most effective in your life?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm very honest.
Okay.
I try to present what I'm saying with as little emotion and as much fact as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And people just take it how they take it. Like, you'll never know how someone's going to receive the information you're presenting to them until you present it. I mean, you could have an idea based on the person, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing you could do is just say what your true thoughts and intentions are, and people take it how they take it. Like, it is what it is.
Absolutely. I know one that you do, and I'm gonna big you up right now, May. Let me big you up right quick, May. You believe you definitely practice active listening. Let me big you up right quick. You definitely practice active listening. That's what you definitely do.
Thank you. Well, I was just gonna actually touch on that and say that that you have to, because you have to allow people to make their point, even if it's not something that you want to hear, because you can't respond if you don't know where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. So, and you also can't make an effective point if you don't know where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. So, the only time I don't practice active listening is if you keep trying to say the same thing to me over and over again, because then I just get aggravated.
Yep, it becomes redundant.
Like with Corey, like, don't tell me the same thing fucking 47 times because I'm gonna lose my mind. But other than that, I don't.
I remember that, and I did hear that from you before, definitely. If it was up to me, the one that's most effective and I started using I statements. The I statements absolutely helped me. I would. I wouldn't. I'm sorry. You can do what you want, but I would, and that worked for me. It kind of took the edge off and kind of worked and put it on me instead of on them. You know, I do this, you know, instead of you don't, or you should do, or you should do. Then it feels like you're trying to tell the person what they should do. And it becomes offensive. What are you looking like that for, Kia? What you guys say? What you gagging me or something? What you doing? What's up, May? Talk. Hold on. I got two different faces. I'm gonna start with May first. May, let me hear what you had to say.
I don't think it matters if you say I or you. I think that either way, people take it offensively, right? Because if I'm like, well, I would never do that. You know, people are still.
You don't say it like that. You don't say it like that, though.
Well, but it doesn't matter. Like, that's how it's received, like, in a way, right? So that's like, you know, even if it comes down to your friends, like, you know, nobody ever wants to hear that what they're doing isn't the right thing, right? And usually people, when they're doing bad or fucked up things, they actually try to find people who justify what it is they're doing. You know, like drug addicts. They want to be around other drug addicts because they don't want someone to tell them not to do it. They want someone to tell them it's okay or engage in it with them, you know, whatever the case may be. So I think that I don't think it matters whether you use I or you statements outside of the way the person perceives the statement, right? Because if you're asking me for my advice, it doesn't matter if I say, well, I think that you should, or if I were you, I would.
See, right? You don't add the you. See, you're adding the you in there still. So, you know, you're adding the you in there still. You got to be like, look, you know. Go ahead.
They're still asking you for advice. So if they're asking, so even if you take out the you, right?
Don't give them advice.
Like, listen, so, okay, like, let's say somebody says to me, oh, Maygene, you know, my friend cheated on me, you know, blah, blah, blah. Would you stay? Right? I could say, if it were me, no, I would not stay.
And that's it.
You know, right?
Yeah.
But people, if they want to stay,
they're
still going to take that the wrong way. They're still going to take it as me being condescending. They're still going to be saying that I don't understand the guy or the relationship or the dynamic or whatever the fuck the case may be. Right? And you know what? What I tell people is you have to decide like what you're willing to put up with, right? I don't think that any situation is 100% good or bad. I think it all comes down to how people navigate it and what they're willing to tolerate. So, you know, how many times have you had a friend who calls you and is like, oh, this person did this, this, and that to me, blah, 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 and they tell you this whole big story, right?
Yeah.
And then 3 days later when they make up with the person and you're like, oh, well, shit, I thought they blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, no, you know, they didn't really do that. They, you know, it was only like this. I had that with a girl where this girl that, you know, I did the spiritual counseling with, she had sent me videos of her husband doing stuff and everything. And then when she went back to him and I was like, well, didn't he, you know, do these things that, you know, how do you feel about these? You know, she told me that he never did anything. And I'm thinking, bitch, I
you like, got the videos.
I mean, that wasn't, maybe I misunderstood the video, but I was pretty sure that was his dick in her mouth, but maybe not, you know. Maybe I watched it wrong and I didn't get it.
Absolutely. Maybe you didn't.
Maybe I watched it wrong. Sometimes
you had to. It was upside down. The phone was upside down.
It was
you couldn't
upside
see
down.
It. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're 100% right. Okay. I want to hear what Kia, you had a look on your face like you was about to learn me something. So what's going on? Talk to me. Uh-oh, you muted yourself. Shit.
Oh, all right. So, anywho, I don't like the I statements because even like, you know, being a teacher and having to teach the students using the I methods, the I statements, fuck them I statements. Them I statements be just as aggressive. sometimes like it
Damn, I
can
thought I
start
was
off
doing
as a
something
genuine,
good.
calm thought, and by the time you get to the end of that I statement,
Yeah.
I will punch you in your face.
I thought I was doing something good, but y'all just shot me down. Hold on.
Wait. Because no, I statements can generally piss people off as well.
Damn.
People can get offended from the I statements.
But I'm just talking about me though, right?
Exactly. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Okay? Like talking about yourself, it's easy for somebody to be like, all right, understand that you say that you talking about yourself, but bitch, you taking a shot at me with them I statements.
Okay, well, I thought I was doing something.
But that's what I'm saying.
But look, once again, it comes from perception.
It doesn't matter if you say you or I, you're still relaying the same information. So.
Okay, got you. Keep going, Key. I'm listening. I'm listening to both of you. I'm listening to both. I'm curious. I'm like, okay, hold on.
And because like I literally only learned that the I statements really can like really piss people off. But I learned that from the kids. That's the funniest part of it. I learned it from the kids when I was working with some fourth graders, and like they told us that we had to teach them the I statements.
Okay.
So when they would get in trouble, it was why are you in trouble? Mm-hmm. So then they had to write, I am in trouble because I will not do this no more. Like shit like that. And then like when you have a conversation and they're trying to articulate the I statements, they be like, man, listen, Miss Kia, if I could cuss, I would. But I don't want to do this. This gonna make me angry. And like talking to like majority of them, they're like, no, this ain't no help. This do not help the situation. This just make me angry. You want me to rethink about what just happened? No.
Okay. All right. I thought that I was doing something good, but I was wrong. So okay, I am gonna try a new format. How about that? Did that piss you off?
Absolutely. Sure did. I said, there you go with that fuck shit. I said, here you go, right? Talk your shit.
Oh, shit. That's fucked up. Okay. I want to take a step back right quick, and I want to go to a different structure. May, I know you pay attention like I do to the news and a little bit of what's going on with the presidency, right? Yeah, I thought it was amazing that he came in. I thought it was amazing that he came in and signed 70 different bills. That was a lot. That was a lot for the first day. That was a whole lot for the first day. I don't agree with a lot of, but there is some things I do agree with. So I don't know how you feel about it. How you feel, man? How you feel about it?
I mean, I'll be thrilled if he really gets rid of the IRS. I don't think we should have to pay tax anymore. I did see that he's going to let the fathers who pay child support collect the earned income credit instead of the mothers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that right there? How do you feel about that? Because you are a mother, and you know the journey that y'all fought and faced. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? I think it's like anything else. If women want things 50-50, then it is what it is, right? Like, so you can't want equality and then not want equality, right? So this is the problem in society, like for everything. People have to decide either you want to be inclusive or exclusive, right? So if you're inclusive, that means everyone's on the same playing field. So at that point, if the man is paying, you know,
keyword what you just said. Keyword what you just said.
Right. If the man is paying, then he deserves what he deserves, you know. If you want to be exclusive, then you group things into certain categories where people are only admitted, you know, if they meet a certain criteria. And, you know, so this is the catch-22 in society. You can't want to be equal to the victim. True. And that goes to a lot of different things.
True.
You know.
You're right.
So this is what we have to look at. So if women are making as much money as men, and men and women are equal on all these different things, and the men are paying a substantial amount of child. Like some guys I know pay a lot of child support.
Okay, my question is to you, May. I know. Look, I had to sit back and watch my mother. My mother raised her children, and she, when you're there all the time and you're always there with the kids, you have to do everything with the kids. That seems to be a lot. I'm not a father, and excuse me, I haven't born any children, so. I'm confused with these issues, and I'm confused with that topic because, I know that with children at the house, I know that it's a full-time duty. I also know that some fathers are not paying as much as you say, May. They're only paying $100 or $90, you know what I'm saying? And, to raise children, it takes thousands. Matter of fact, I think they said the first, I don't know, 7 years, or it takes $1 million to raise a kid. It takes $1 million in the lifespan of a child. That's a lot of fucking bread. So I'm confused with that issue. I'm not really capable of speaking on it.
If you look at the way things are going now with that, most parenting plans are 50-50.
True, but are they 50-50?
A lot of them are.
Okay, all right, okay.
Either they do like a 5-2, what is it? Like 5-2-5, I think it's called, or like a 3-4 something, where essentially you're splitting the kid equal amounts of time throughout whatever.
Okay.
And the other thing is, like, I don't know.
I just wanted to sit for a second and talk about that.
Women are gonna hate me for saying this. I hate saying this. I really do. But again, like, you have to be accountable. Like, when you get pregnant by some guy that's got 10 other kids, that doesn't take care of any of his 10 other kids, that works at Taco Bell, that can't afford it, like, who's the problem? Like, you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem.
See, okay, May, I understand what you're saying. I get it, but we could play that. It could be, that fight right there is something that I'm tired of. I'm tired of that fight.
But listen, you can't, because think about it realistically, right? If you meet a man or a woman and they
fall in love, love is supposed to be for free. Love is supposed to be for free. Go ahead.
They have X amount of children, but you just said children are not free.
Children are not free. Love is free, but you don't necessarily have to have kids out of love. You don't necessarily have to have kids out of love.
Okay, but if you meet a man who has 10 children, right, or even 6, and he does not financially care for and or see and parent
You're right.
those other children,
you're right.
What in your delusional mind makes you think suddenly because you become pregnant, he's going to be a completely different man?
Maybe they didn't think they were going to be pregnant.
Hold on. Even if he does stay with you and take care of your child, what about those other 10 children? Like, you as a mother at that point,
you should feel bad. You should feel bad that your child is the only one.
I don't believe, unlike most women, I believe that women hold just as much responsibility in these situations as men do. And I think that what happens with women is they, instead of making boundaries, not going with the guy, doing different things, instead they cry and just keep saying, well, the guy won't do the right thing. So, like, I get this a lot with these girls that I do the spiritual counseling for. And they'll say, well, I don't understand why he won't act right. And I say to them, well, I don't understand why you stay. Right? Like, if the guy's cheated on you 17 times, if he's had 3 babies while you've been together, if he's got 9 kids by other women, like, at what point, what is the deal breaker? Like, at what point do you stop making him responsible and take responsibility for yourself? And say, you know what, I'm worth more than this and I'm not going to tolerate it. Right? If you don't do that, then you're the problem, not him. This girl that I know, she was the side chick, and one day she called me freaking out because she's seen the guy with his girlfriend at like some doctor's appointment or something. And I'm like, honey, you're the fucking side chick. Like, he's girlfriend. Like, what are we missing in this? Do you understand what I'm saying? So
I understand exactly what
Is it
you're
his
saying.
fault?
Mm.
Is it his fault? Yes, because obviously he shouldn't be cheating and lying. But in the same token, like, how many times do you open the door if somebody keeps punching you in the face?
Okay. I get how you look at the grass. You look at the grass for what it is. You look at it, if it's brown, you're gonna say it's brown, it's not green. I get it. Uh my main concern and my main topic is what about the women who don't get that kind of support? I know he doesn't. If he doesn't pay, then he doesn't get half of the or he doesn't get the income tax. But I still think it should be split 50-50. I think the income tax should be split 50-50 between the kids anyway. If the relationship is 50-50 or they're sharing the kids 50-50, then I definitely think that both of them, because they both support the child. So I think they both should get half. That's why
Usually they do it like every other year.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then cool. But I know a lot of women who who struggle every single day trying to take care of kids, and he does give them some money, but it's not enough. You see what I'm saying? He got to live too, and I understand that plight too. He's got to be able to support and live too. But at the same time, where's that line? There's got to be a line somewhere. Enough of that right there.
The line should be that you don't have babies that you can't afford.
Absolutely.
Take care of, right?
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
It's not 1920.
Mm-hmm.
You can get birth control delivered to your home. There's 85 different forms of it. You can take morning after pills. You can do everything.
Yep,
so it's
true.
Lack of breathability at this point in time.
I
if
agree.
You're breeding multiple children, if you're having a whole bunch of kids you can't support, like, you're the problem, nobody else. 1920s, when you couldn't get birth control, you couldn't buy condoms, you couldn't get an abortion, then you know it's a.
Well, they're cutting abortion right now from Trump's order. They're cutting abortion, period, from Trump's order. There is no huh?
That's not what's happening.
Okay, well, I thought he was stopping that.
No. What happened is they took it from the federal and put it back into the states.
Okay.
So Roe versus Wade, when the girl who Roe versus Wade was about died, before she died, she called whoever reporter and went on the record stating that the only reason why they passed Roe versus Wade was because she lied. When the information was brought to the Supreme Court and they reviewed it, they decided that it was too much of a gray area and that they were going to defederalize it and put it back into the hands of the states. Which means at this point, if you live in California, you could still kill a kid till it's fucking 4. If you live in Alabama, there's a heartbeat law. So what that means is, where you live, you need to be active in your state politics and get people in there who are going to pass the types of legislation you want. The problem is our media has blinded people to how politics truly work, and we think that the federal government is the end-all be-all to everything that happens in our society, and it's not really true.
Absolutely.
Most things are state by state, and I tell people all the time, get arrested and let me know if you want state or federal charges, and then we'll talk about the rest. Right? Because there's a huge fucking difference.
There's a big difference. You better go state. My trip to the feds is crazy.
Not taking abortion laws. Trump is not taking abortion laws. Nobody's taking abortion laws.
Okay.
They defederalize. So again, if you live in a place like Alabama, the next time you vote for your legislators, go out and vote for people who are going to give you the types of things you want. You know, the problem is we have come to a point in society where we feel like the government controls us, and it's not the case in America. That's why we have constitutions, and every state
but they're
has
making
their own
constitutions harder and harder. They're making constitutions harder and harder to define, and harder to work through. They're making
because people are fucking retarded, because people are fucking stupid, and instead of looking at the actual information, they make blanketed statements like you just did.
What's that? What blanketed statement?
Don't really know what's going
What you mean, the abortion thing? Trump is against killing babies. I know that for a fact.
But you said he was taking away abortion.
He's trying to take away abortion. Yes, he is. He's already done it federally. Huh?
I could be against something, but still believe in people's right to do it. Like, I don't personally.
He doesn't want that. I've heard his speaking. I've heard him speaking personally.
Right. So he personally does not believe in abortion, but that does not mean that he doesn't believe that other people should be granted a right to, because again, it's going to be state by state.
Did you look at the bill that they were trying that they were bringing out, and did you look at the clauses behind the bill that they were talking about taking women's rights away? They were, and that was fact.
No, that was not a fact. That was a white right-wing group.
And they're still there. And they're still there, just like the 1,600 people he let out of prison.
Shit, I can't think of the name of it.
Anyways.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But he did not endorse that. They endorsed him.
Yes, absolutely. But behind the scenes, you can't let everything out. Look. And Mark May, we're going to stop this conversation right here. We're going to a commercial break right quick. You just caught me grooving backstage. Anyways, May, I wanted to lightly touch the presidential issue. It's a big issue, so I really just lightly wanted to touch it. I wasn't going to get into it, but I'm glad that you pay attention, and I'm glad that you're watching what's going on. If you could send a message to your past self about communication, what one piece of advice would you give yourself, and why? And Kia, I'm coming to you first.
I don't know. Come back.
You don't know what kind of advice you would give yourself? Oh my gosh.
Like I said, it's not a verbal thing that I have to worry. There's no issue with me saying whatever the fuck need to come out. There's never been no issue with that. It's controlling my face.
Okay, so you have facial problems. I get it.
Yeah, I got facial problems. Yes, it's a facial thing.
Okay, I would say if I could send a message to my past self in communication, I would tell myself, slow the fuck down. Don't do that. Put that gun down. Put that shit down. You don't want to do that shit. No, I would tell myself to just calm down, be humble, be easy, and it will keep yourself out of a lot of trouble because you're about to get into a lot of shit. That's what I would do. I would tell myself to calm the fuck down, calm your tone down, and please do it because you're about to get into a lot of bullshit. That's what I would do. May, can I come to you now?
Yeah. So for my past self, essentially what I've learned up until this point, it's that it doesn't matter how emotional you are. The more emotional you are, the less people listen to and or respect what you're saying. The more you can stay calm and articulate your point, the more you are likely to have positive communication. So I definitely would have told myself, to calm down.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for agreeing with me, because at one point in time I was young and really stupid. Kia, can you tell me something now? Nope. Just my face. I got it. Oh my gosh, I called it. I love these conversations, and I would like to say before we go anywhere else that these conversations really helped me during my week. May, believe it or not, lovely, you definitely helped me throughout my week. Like seriously, these conversations, even though sometimes it gets a little rough and it gets a little heavy, like I can't beat it. It's so valuable inside not only me as a person learning and maturing, but yet and still it serves as a delightful dish of conversation. It may be combative, it may not. We may have the most boringest time ever, but it just it's delightful to have conversation like that and have somebody like you who can be combative and say whatever, and then not only that, but drop it and then just move on. You know what I'm saying? That takes a very strong individual, and it takes somebody who knows themselves and is very in tune and prideful of themselves. So I applaud and I salute and I thank you for giving me these conversations. Kia, you too. You add a little spice and partial could be very hazardous aspect to conversation. I appreciate you for that because it keeps me on my toes, and it really makes me think about what I have to say before I actually say it. And I just want to let y'all two know that this shit right here is for real, and I'm appreciative of this show. And this show has taught me a lot throughout this 1.5-year journey. Thank you guys. At this time, before we go to sound off, I'm going to go to one more commercial. Host, Mazine and Kia. Today we have a very...
Call it the International Coach Federation, but...
Okay, ladies. This is the time to show everybody where we call it sound off, and this is where we get a chance to express ourselves or say anything that we forgot during the show, or maybe we just had a fucked up day and want to just vent for a second about what's going on in life. Maybe you got a neighbor that pissed you off, or maybe you're so fucking mad because it just snowed outside and your fucking car got a bunch of fucking snow on it and you got to go outside and clean it off. So, ladies, tonight I will start with Miss Kia. Kia, sound off.
Let's see. I had a decent week to start off. Oh, fuck it, y'all. I graduated in June. That's my sound off. Fuck that. I graduated in June. Fuck it.
Congratulations. May, I'll take that. You want to take last, or do you want me to take last? What do you want?
I don't care. Okay.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll take right now, and then I'll let you sound off last and say goodbye to everybody. My sound off is, today I went to class and I had a teacher named Professor Fu. She is very, very, I could tell she's a real teacher, and I'm so appreciative to have a real teacher because it's a challenge. She has all of these regulations and all of these different aspects to her teaching. And I appreciate having it. She's Asian, and I believe that they're very stern and they like education and they really teach. So I'm appreciative, even though I'm kind of scared of the class, or what she said earlier. I told her she just threw me through a loop. I was sitting there smiling because I'm like, oh shit, it just got real. But I'm so appreciative to have somebody who's going to challenge me. And this semester, I'm going to come out with straight A's again. She's not going to stop that. But at least I'll have a teacher who's going to bring the best out of me and make me work hard to achieve what I want, and I respect that. I like teachers like that. Most students in my classes, they wait till the last 3 days to get the work done. This shit is going to be hard with her, and you better get it done, because if not, she's taking a lot of points off of everything. So, like I said, I'm appreciative of having somebody, because this ain't the only professor I had that was stern and wanted the work done. But it's been a while lately inside my music degree. These last classes have been kind of a breeze to get through. It's all on creativity and what I'm doing and how I'm mixing it and how I'm making this track sound. So it became, that's normal to me. I do it all day, every day. So it became easy. It may not have been easy for others, but it was easy for me because all my equipment and all this shit here. But to have a teacher, it is the end of my degree program, I'm like, damn, they picked now to give me a hard ass teacher. But it's all for the good. It's all just to make me stronger and better at what I do. So I am so happy and so appreciative to get a female that comes in class and is going to demand that I push myself 100%, and I'm happy for that. May, I would like you to sound off tonight, and at the end of your sound off, I want you to tell everybody good night. All right, and go ahead.
So I just wanted to say that it's very important in your everyday life to make sure that you have clear boundaries with people. I ran into this at my job with a client that we had who, was just constantly demanding a higher level of care than she was supposed to have. And I wound up having to call the family member and, set some boundaries with them and let them know that if this was the case, then the client was probably going to need a higher level of care. So the moral of the story is you have to know what your boundaries are and you have to stick to them. Otherwise, like I said earlier with the cheating or the this or the that, if you are going to say something and you don't stick to it, it's not the other person's fault, it's your fault. So if you're in a relationship or you're having interactions with someone and they're going against what you want or what you think or you believe, it's not their responsibility to change. It's your responsibility to stay firm to your boundaries, because you just sound goofy after a while when the person just keeps doing the same thing and you're just like, well, I don't understand why they don't change. Well, nobody else understands why you stay. Part of loving yourself, again, is knowing your boundaries and being able to assert them. And it's important. And the more you love yourself, again, my favorite thing ever is that 1980s Mormon commercial, and it said, as you teach her to love the world, teach her to love herself.
Absolutely.
So until you love yourself and you have good boundaries for yourself, you're never going to be happy with the way other people behave. And I think that's an important lesson that we need to learn.
Good one. That's beautiful.
And with that, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening.
Yes. I forgot. 1 second. I'll be right there with you, ladies. I will say that the Gag Order has a special show on February 4th. February 4th, I have 4 wonderful people coming in here. I have a doctor, somebody who could be a doctor, but who is a professor. I have 2 community activists, and we're going to talk about forward progress. We're going to talk about what needs to be done, and they're going to analyze. And I bring my boy Brian Heat Worldwide to the stage again, and I'm so happy. I got my brothers Carlos and my brother Huggy, and then I got one of my closest professor friends, Dr. Deneen Robinson, who is author of many educational books. This right here is going to be off the fucking lit. So what I would like everybody to do is please join us, man. You guys have a wonderful night, and I wish everybody a great evening and a do. Peace with the Gag Order.